only time I would order a salad is if I'm out on a date, just to make me look sophisticated. Alright, hello YouTube, Derek Shoehorn here for life advice. I got 3 great questions to get through today, but before we get to those, I just want to mention a couple of things that have been going on over on Twitter. I've been attacked over there by anonymous cowards. They're all anonymous, these people. No one who uses their own name like I do would behave in this way. The grammar they use is awful. It's as if they've been influenced by nothing but appalling hip-hop and wrestlers. But, you know, that's the nature of it out there. That's the culture on Twitter these days. You gotta fight fire with fire, so I always give as good as I get. And all I gotta say to those anonymous cowards is bring it on. Bring it on. If you want to attack me on Twitter, I'll give it back. And we'll see who comes out the victor, and I think we both know that that will be me. So with all that being said, let's get right into today's questions. Dear Derek, I have of late, and wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. And indeed, it goes so heavily with my disposition, that this goodly frame the earth seems to me a sterile promontory. Perhaps I just need a focus. What should I get myself addicted to? And that is from Frank Bacon. Well, if you'll allow me to translate from the gay, what Frank is saying here is that he's lost his sense of humor, he's depressed, and he needs an addiction. It's a great question. Thank you for it, Frank. Your language is a little antiquated. I'm not sure whether anyone would understand that without my translation, but that's okay. So the first point about your sense of humor vanishing, that's no bad thing. I've talked about that on this channel before. Sense of humor is an extraneous thing. It's actually a distraction. It's the kind of thing that'll drag you down eventually. It'll stop you from achieving your goals in life. I can understand why you asked me about addictions, because there are so many to choose from, and everyone is different when it comes to addictions. In your case though, Frank, it seems pretty clear to me that the addiction you need to cultivate is an addiction to crystal meth. Crystal meth is a drug that has become very popular in the United States in particular, but you can't get it almost anywhere in the world now. And what it does is it amps up your dopamine levels higher than almost anything else. So, for example, the act of having sex will increase your dopamine levels by about 200%. If you take heroin, you're talking 400%. But crystal meth, 1500. It's the biggest dopamine hit you can get, so it is the best drug in that sense. And yes, your life from an outside perspective will probably take a downward turn. But that's only objectively, okay? Subjectively, you'll be feeling like you're having the best time of your life. You say you've already lost your sense of humor, and even if there is any of it left at all, you'll definitely lose the last of it. But as I said, that's not a bad thing at all. There's nothing funny about crystal meth addiction, and that is absolutely the way it should be. Alright, so try experimenting with the crystal meth. See if you can cultivate an addiction, Frank. And if that doesn't work for you, don't hesitate to get back in touch. Alright, good luck with it. Derek, I know you can't see me right now, but take my word for it. I look like I've seen a ghost. The omelette I prepared for myself this morning is haunted. Do you have any advice on omelette exorcism? And that's from Arnold Incas. Well, Arnold, thanks for the question. It's great to hear from you again. This haunted omelette problem is a growing problem, actually. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's something to do with the coronavirus and the lockdowns. More deaths means more ghosts, and they're running out of places to haunt. And omelettes are actually a surprisingly good place for a ghost to haunt because they're such a good protein source. And ghosts need protein as much as the rest of us, you know. Once your omelette has been haunted, there's no way to reverse it. You can't exorcise an omelette, I'm sorry to tell you, and you can't eat it either. You have to just throw it out. It's a waste of eggs, I know, but you can't eat a haunted omelette. If you do that, you become haunted yourself, and it's a whole nother game then. But if that does happen to you, it may be too late. Perhaps you've already eaten this omelette, I don't know. But if you are yourself now haunted, please send me another question and we'll discuss that in a future video. So like I say, you can't reverse it, but there is a way to prevent it, which is to make sure that you always have at least a dozen eggs in your omelette, okay? Which, to be honest, that is what you should be doing anyway. Any fewer than a dozen eggs in an omelette is kind of pointless. You're not going to get any gains from that. So that's what I advise. Put at least a dozen eggs in every omelette, and don't share that with anyone, because if you cut it in half, each half could then potentially be haunted. So you got to keep it all together. You get a dual benefit. One is that your omelette will not get haunted, and also if you're doing your squats, you're going to soon have legs like tree trunks. Okay, so that's my advice to you, Arnold. Let me know how you get along with that, and like I say, if you've already been haunted by eating the omelette, get in touch again and we'll go over that in a future video. Derek, I am morbidly obese. 1 year ago I was a county level triathlete, but a year of burgers, beer, and binge watching has taken its toll. My personal trainer recommended something called salad, but I've never even heard of it. Do you have any salad advice? And that is from Charles Salad in Sandwich. Well, Charles, thank you for that question. That's a great question. I actually, for years, I used to think that salad was inedible. I thought it was just a garnish that came with a steak, so I never tried it myself until a few years ago. But when I did finally try it, I was actually pleasantly surprised to find that I hadn't been missing out on anything all along, and it tasted awful. So now I still don't eat any salad, really. The only time I would order a salad is if I'm out on a date, just to make me look sophisticated. In fact, I found that there's only one kind of salad that I do actually appreciate, and that is a kind of salad known as word salad. What this means is when you just throw a load of random words at someone in order to kind of baffle them, so that you can then sneak in an instruction and maybe undermine them in some way or manipulate them to do what you want them to do. So in answer to your question, that's the kind of salad that I recommend, word salad. I don't know much about the other kind, but if you've got a personal trainer on the case, then that should be fine. And anyway, like I've said to other viewers in the past, morbid obesity is not that big a problem. You can always fix it at some point in the future. Okay, so I hope that helps, Charles. Let me know if that works out for you. Good luck with it. That's it for this week, guys. Keep growing. No cheat days. See you in the next video.